All right, Bears fans. We are back with the latest updates and insights on our Chicago Bears as they gear up for one of the most crucial stretches of the season. The atmosphere around the team has been electric, with fans eagerly following every development, especially heading into the matchup against the San Francisco 49ers. One of the biggest stories this week revolves around injury updates, and while the Bears have their own concerns, attention is turning toward their upcoming opponents as well. The 49ers, who have been a formidable force in the league, are dealing with some questions on the field, particularly regarding tight end George Kittle. Reports have come in that Kittle is managing a mid to low ankle sprain, which, while not classified as a high ankle sprain, is still significant given his role as a primary offensive weapon. Over the last several weeks, Kittle has been an absolute game changer for San Francisco, providing key receptions, creating mismatches, and consistently making plays in critical moments. If he were to be limited or sidelined, it could have a ripple effect on how the 49ers approach their game plan, particularly in the passing attack. Fans will be keeping a close eye on early practice sessions and walkthroughs to gauge whether he will be active, but there is a reasonable chance he could suit up and contribute despite the injury, making it a situation that requires constant monitoring throughout the week. On the Bears side, the spotlight has shifted to the performance and development of some of the younger players who are starting to make a name for themselves. One of the more exciting emerging talents is Jay Walker, who has been garnering attention due to his ability to make plays when given the opportunity. In limited snaps, he has shown flashes of brilliance, demonstrating athleticism, awareness, and the potential to be a reliable target moving forward. When the Bears' primary wide receivers are sidelined, Walker has been able to step in and make an impact, showing that he deserves more snaps and consideration within the offensive scheme. Whether it involves starting over a more established player like Zacchaeus or simply incorporating him into packages to keep defenses on their toes, Walker's presence on the field adds a dynamic element that opponents must account for. His ability to track balls in the air, make catches in contested situations, and create yards after reception signals that he could be a key piece for the Bears in the near future, especially when injuries impact the depth chart. For fans who have been following his progress since the preseason, it is clear that Walker is not just a one-game wonder, but a player capable of contributing consistently when called upon. In addition to Walker, questions have arisen about how the Bears manage other receivers, particularly with players like Rome and DJ Moore. Rome has been considered a fully healthy wide receiver with the skill set to dominate, while Moore has been stepping up in his absence, showing versatility and an ability to contribute in significant moments. The balance between giving Rome time to heal and relying on Moore to maintain offensive momentum is delicate, and the coaching staff will need to navigate these decisions carefully. It is clear, however, that both players bring unique strengths to the field, and the Bears have the flexibility to use them in ways that maximize their offensive production. Decisions regarding snap counts, package plays, and situational deployment will be critical as the Bears look to maintain consistency and continue climbing in the standings, particularly with playoff positioning in mind. Defensively, the Bears have been a fascinating team to watch this season. While their pass rush has had its challenges, the secondary has been opportunistic, generating takeaways that have often kept the team in games. However, this approach comes with a trade-off, as the team can sometimes give up significant yardage between the 20s, making red zone performance critical. The ability to force opponents into passing situations, slow down the run game, and capitalize on turnovers is central to the Bears' strategy, especially when facing high-powered offenses like the 49ers. Players such as C.J. Gardner-Johnson have brought versatility and playmaking ability to the defensive backfield, and while there are questions about long-term roster decisions, his contributions this season have been invaluable. Managing injuries and player rotations will be key in maintaining defensive effectiveness as the Bears push toward the playoffs, particularly in matchups against teams with elite rushing threats and dynamic quarterbacks. As the team looks toward the final stretch of the season, playoff positioning has become a major talking point among fans and analysts alike. The Bears have a strong chance of securing a favorable seed, depending on how their remaining games unfold, as well as the outcomes of games involving division rivals like the Packers and the Eagles. Securing a home playoff game would provide a significant advantage, especially with the intensity and energy that the Soldier Field crowd brings. While there are scenarios where the Bears could clinch the division or lock in a number 2 seed, the focus remains on preparing for each game individually, ensuring that players are healthy and executing at a high level. Balancing the need to win with the importance of player health and long-term strategy is a constant theme in the final weeks, particularly for key contributors like Rome, Walker, and other emerging talent who have shown they can make a difference in critical moments. The team's approach to roster management and free agency questions also looms on the horizon, with decisions about which players to extend or re-sign coming into focus. Secondary players such as Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, as well as younger contributors, all represent pieces of a puzzle that must be carefully assembled to maintain competitiveness in the seasons ahead. Meanwhile, players like Tyreek Stevenson and Elijah Hicks add to the complexity, with contracts, performance, and positional depth influencing decisions that will ultimately shape the Bears roster for years to come. Fans can take some comfort in knowing that the team's front office is evaluating all angles, from immediate impact to long-term sustainability, with the goal of keeping the Bears competitive in one of the league's most demanding divisions. As game day approaches, all eyes will be on how the Bears handle both the strategic and tactical elements of preparation. Coaches will be analyzing film, adjusting schemes, and planning packages that leverage the strengths of their personnel while mitigating weaknesses. From offensive sets designed to exploit matchups to defensive alignments aimed at containing explosive playmakers, every detail matters. Player performance, particularly from emerging stars like Jay Walker and consistent contributors like DJ Moore, will influence not only the outcome of individual games, but also the trajectory of the Bears season as they fight for a playoff spot. The anticipation among fans is palpable, with discussions about key matchups, player health, and potential game-changing plays dominating conversations across social media and fan forums. Supporters are eager to see how the Bears navigate the challenges presented by both their own roster and the strengths of opponents like the 49ers. With the postseason looming, every snap, every target, and every defensive stop carries added significance. The combination of developing talent, established stars, and strategic decision-making will ultimately determine how far the Bears can go this season, and fans are rightfully invested in following every moment closely as the drama unfolds. As the Chicago Bears continue their march toward the postseason, the intensity surrounding the team has reached a fever pitch. Fans are fully aware that every play, every practice, and every decision from the coaching staff can carry enormous consequences, especially in the final stretch of the regular season. Heading into a matchup with a formidable opponent like the San Francisco 49ers, there is no room for error. The Bears must balance strategic planning with the management of player health, ensuring that their top contributors are ready to perform at the highest level when it matters most. Injuries remain a critical factor, not only for the Bears but for the teams they face, and monitoring the status of key players can significantly influence game plans. George Kittle's ankle issue for the 49ers has been a talking point, with fans and analysts alike speculating about how much it will impact his performance and the 49ers' overall offensive efficiency. Kittle is a player who can change the course of a game with a single play, so even a minor limitation could shift how the Bears approach coverage schemes and defensive assignments. Coaches will need to be prepared for multiple scenarios, whether that means adjusting coverage responsibilities, rotating personnel, or exploiting mismatches to gain an edge in crucial moments. On the offensive side for the Bears, the emergence of Jay Walker has added a new layer of excitement and versatility to the roster. Walker's performances, though limited in volume, have demonstrated an ability to make impactful plays, whether by securing contested catches, gaining yards after the catch, or even finding the end zone in critical situations. His athleticism and awareness on the field indicate that he is more than just a temporary fill-in. He is a legitimate piece of the Bears' offensive puzzle. The coaching staff has to carefully integrate him into the offensive scheme, ensuring that his opportunities complement the strengths of established players, such as DJ Moore and Rome. Moore has stepped up in Rome's absence, proving his ability to create big plays and maintain offensive consistency, while Rome remains a pivotal figure whose health and readiness would determine how the Bears allocate snaps and design plays. Balancing the contributions of these players while fostering development for emerging talent like Walker requires meticulous planning, and the Bears staff has shown a willingness to adapt and maximize the potential of all available athletes. As the season progresses, playoff positioning has become increasingly critical, and the stakes could not be higher. The Bears are in contention for a favorable seed, which would grant them a potential home playoff game and the advantages that come with familiar surroundings and passionate fan support. While scenarios involving the Packers and the Eagles continue to influence playoff projections, the Bears remain in control of their own destiny. Winning the remaining games is paramount, and each matchup carries strategic implications that must be carefully evaluated. Coaches are constantly assessing matchups, tendencies, and opponent weaknesses to ensure that game plans exploit any advantages while minimizing risk. For a team like the Bears, which has experienced both highs and lows over the course of the season, maintaining focus and executing consistently is essential to securing a playoff berth and positioning themselves for success once the postseason begins. The defensive unit has also been a focal point, with its ability to generate turnovers while simultaneously managing yardage becoming a defining characteristic. The Bears have relied heavily on takeaways to keep games within reach, and while this opportunistic approach has been effective at times, it also exposes vulnerabilities in yardage allowed between the 20s. As the team prepares for high-caliber opponents, improving situational defense, particularly in the red zone, will be critical. Run defense is another area that requires attention, as controlling the ground game limits explosive plays and forces opponents into predictable passing situations. Players like C.J. Gardner-Johnson have provided versatility and playmaking ability, serving as a Swiss Army knife capable of impacting the game in multiple ways. Managing his workload, along with that of other key defensive contributors, will be vital in maintaining both effectiveness and health down the stretch, ensuring the Bears can compete at the highest level when it matters most. In addition to on-field performance, roster management and free agency considerations loom large. The Bears face decisions regarding extensions, re-signings, and long-term planning for key contributors. With players such as Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and younger defensive backs approaching free agency, the team must balance immediate performance needs with long-term sustainability. Making informed decisions about who to retain, how to structure contracts, and how to maintain depth across multiple positions is critical for preserving competitiveness. Similarly, evaluating emerging talent, including receivers, linebackers, and secondary players, allows the Bears to maintain a competitive roster while developing future stars capable of contributing at high level. These decisions carry significant weight, not only for the remainder of the current season, but also for the trajectory of the franchise in the coming years. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a shocking turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson is reportedly at the center of one of the most intense locker room conflicts in recent memory. Sources close to the team claim that Johnson has cut ties with a starting player following a heated altercation, and whispers around the league suggest this could mark the end of the player's tenure with the Bears. He's not coming back, an insider allegedly told local reporters, though neither the team nor Johnson have made any official statements. Eyewitness accounts from teammates hint that tensions have been simmering for weeks, with disagreements over strategy, practice intensity, and on-field execution reportedly reaching a boiling point during a recent team meeting. The confrontation, according to some reports, escalated beyond words, leaving staff and players stunned. While the identity of the player has not been publicly confirmed, speculation has run rampant among fans and analysts alike, with social media erupting in theories about which key starter could be involved in such a dramatic fallout. Analysts suggest that this incident could have significant repercussions for the Bears' locker room dynamics. Johnson, who has been praised for his firm leadership style, appears to be drawing a line in the sand, signaling that no level of talent can outweigh team discipline or respect for authority. This philosophy, while potentially fostering long-term cohesion, could create immediate turbulence on a roster already navigating injuries and inconsistent performances. Some insiders believe this bold move might even be a message to the rest of the squad, asserting that unity and adherence to the coach's vision are non-negotiable. As rumors swirl, questions abound about the Bears' strategy moving forward. Will this player find a new home in the league, or is this the end of the line in Chicago? And how will the team adapt on the field without a key contributor whose presence has been central to the offense or defense? For now, the NFL world watches closely, waiting for the inevitable fallout from what many are calling one of the most dramatic coaching-player confrontations in recent memory. If nothing else, one thing is clear: Ben Johnson is not afraid to make a statement, and the ripple effects of this clash could be felt for the rest of the season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.